What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part lucky number 13 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Count Noctilus Old World campaign. So as we saw last time, Eri and his merry crew have been continuously distracted through Bretonnia and continuously obliterating the forces of knights that have, well, not plagued them so much as slightly inconvenienced them, I suppose. The boarding crew have gotten really nicely strong, and once they've gotten a little bit of veterancy under their belts, and by the looks of it, Bretonnia is, well, not done in the sense that we haven't destroyed it, but done in the sense that they are no longer a real threat to us. So, we'll be going after the pieces of 8 that are after, out here somewhere, as we saw last time. Otherwise, we are looking to move towards Baron von Heasty and the third piece, or third verse of the sea shanty, though we've got a little bit of a ways to travel with Mr. Noctilus until we do. So, let's get started. I don't remember, did we already raid or sack Stinking Geysers? But it looks like no, although 4.2k is also not really all that much. We could go all the way to the Putrid Tar Pits. The other thing that was we probably want to set sail, get to sea so that we can actually, maybe that'll be the better way to do it. Well, I guess we can sack Black Claw Lair and then head out to sea. There is still value to be had out here, and we do still have 5 turns of... Now, you know what? We still have 5 turns of profit remaining. We should probably sack the locations that are on the way so that we get as much value out of it as possible, because Noctilus is transferring any XP that he gets out of these auto-resolves over to our other armies. Alright, and we'll sack the place. It's still 9.2k, and we did need it. We are technically negative right now, after all. It's just that we are... if we move a little, will we still be able to... You know what, just do it right now. We are still... Kind of didn't want to pass through the territory of the Bloody Hands, but anyway. Yeah, we're still in need of cash, even as much as cash as we do have. Anyway, Eri, let's find out where we need to go with you. Pieces of 8 to the nearest one is... Alright, so here, so we'll have to go this way. Fair enough. You're going to set sail then, and I guess we're not going to march Stansu. I think one of the funny things is that Eri has been the most sort of unsupported army that we had, as in the army that's by itself here and furthest away from any of our other armies, any help, etc., etc. And Ares is our first army, and still a relatively basic one, pretty much mostly tier 2 units, and it isn't a ship army, so it doesn't have mana to rely on, and it doesn't have the supporting stuff and all that, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, Dastan Coldeye has always been a pretty solid stack with those Blackguard and high veterancy Dark Elven units. A little bit jealous of the Charybdis, but, well, maybe we can build one of our own shortly. Maddie, I guess we could have you sack a Black Claw Lair. Not super necessary, but you're here. Might as well. Get a little bit of that extra XP. Every single turn essentially needs to have a battle right now, so might as well. A little bit of damage to our single animated Hulk, but that's fine. It's not supposed to stay here anyway, so, ooh. I think this place we might actually want to raise, because it'll be in the way of Noctilus as he travels. Although I suppose on the other hand he could sack it and get a little bit more XP. Yeah, sack it, why not? Alright, there we go. Sartosan, map right to Dick Sawkins, none of that for you, sir. That goes for Lords, or that one's for Lords, and then you can get into raiding and then continue down this way. Hopefully, oh, there's Galty. Ooh. Okay, I really wanted to attack him with Noctilus. I hope that he doesn't attack us, or I suppose if he does, what we might be able to do is, wait, you know what, encamp rather than raid, because that'll make you a little bit stronger, and who knows, we might be able to sort of defeat him without killing him, just kill the rest of his army. Although I am getting a little bit ahead of myself in terms of actually defeating him here. Anyway, ooh, wow, your mana is basically gone as well. And you do have a little bit of a few points to apply if you should need it. We have the important stuff in this army, do we not? So we have the Corpse Gas Spears and the Wraithstorm Carronades. Technically speaking, we could still make use of Rotten Death if we keep using 2 Altars of the Abyss. That is. This army is very reliant on those Gunnery Wights now as well, but... I guess Van Hell's Danse Macabre has more uses now than it did previously, so there is that. Let's get a point into Van Hell's then, and I'd like the point in Evasion, although, you know what, let's get Lucky Charm and Monkey Jacket. guns, enemy handguns, that is, will be quite the danger to us now. You can max out Scupperum after you get enchanted ballistics and the important stuff here, and I guess the same thing goes for you. So powder keg, and you're good. And then you can get powder keg and Deadeyes. We'll still want to get utility belt. And then max out Scupperum, but look at the damage on the corpse gas spewers. They're pretty nice now. Just need a little bit more fire stuff. And everybody needs that Pyromaniac, which is kind of the idea here. Since these guys are acting as tanks, I guess Sharkbait is actually probably going to be more important than Gunsight, although I do like the extra damage, considering these guys already hit pretty hard. But yeah, if they're needed to tank, they'll need to actually be able to hold the line against things. And then you're going to do the same thing. Oh, you can actually go for Pyromaniac first. So let's get Blunderbuss, max it out. There we go. All right, Maddie is ready to potentially get attacked by Balthazar. Gelt Charles the Brine. You... Okay, I do have to wonder whether you can actually physically do that, but we'll see. You're still recruiting Two Toes. Cover Creator? Oh, Cove Creator. What the heck was I doing? Cove Creator. Yeah, since we decided to leave Libaras, we'll put the Cove up there in that manner. Let's see if Charles can auto-resolve one of these Skull Islands or not. Obviously, his army is a little bit weak, but let's see, it's probably going to be a Pyrrhic victory. Yeah, it'll get rid of a bunch of the deckhands. Oh, wow. 4 Rotting Leviathans? That's actually... Huh. You know what? This is actually worth fighting. I actually am not sure whether we can win this. That's 4 Rotting Leviathans with a bunch of Carronades protecting them as well. This should be pretty interesting. Go figure. All right, Charles. I probably should have leveled you, but it's too late now, so let's get to it. Man, I can't believe a random island has 4 frickin' Rotting Leviathans. Just the Rotting Leviathans alone, I think they're, what, 700 gold per turn in terms of cost, are more expensive than probably half of our armies running around. And this is just a random island. It's more of these guys than our own crab army, although of course our crab army will be getting 2 more eventually when we inevitably do build them. Anyway, we are going to start the battle off by slowing down the Rotting Leviathans at the same time as popping the zombies on one of the enemy artillery pieces. The idea is to try to get the Rotting Leviathans as far away from the rest of the enemy force as possible and get as much time to be able to fire upon them as possible with our own artillery pieces. And of course the zombies will bring down at least 1 of the enemy carronades, and maybe even 2 if they can manage it. Otherwise, let's speed this up a little bit. There we go. The enemy will move into range. Of course the infantry is leading, so they're going to take the first shots from our Wraithstorm carronades, and then we'll be trying to focus down the enemy depth guard here as fast as possible, as if they close the distance with our units, they're going to be a pretty big threat. And so we'll see how many bats it takes to, let's say, make them a little bit less threatening. Of course, the Batwing Bombards aren't going to be the most effective against the depth guard, but it looks like they take about 10 to 15% of their HP per volley, and a few more of those will probably do decent damage. Now it looks like the big boys are in range, and it's time to fire upon the Rotting Leviathans. What do we got in terms of resistances here? 10% missile and 30%... Wow, did our own have 30% physical? That's a lot of physical resistance, damn. Huh. I wonder if they have techs on them as well. I don't know how because the island faction isn't a real faction, the pirates of the whatever. So I do wonder whether the enemy does benefit from them. But anyway, I suppose it doesn't matter over much. Ooh, a little bit of an artillery shootout beginning as the enemy carronade that did not, or carronades that did not get hit by our zombies will begin firing, and by the looks of it, they will skip our first 2 or 2.5 lines of units, as we have first deployed a line of a deckhand mob with polearms. Behind them are 2 bombers. Behind them, our zombie pirate gunnery mobs with pistols, and then behind them are the handgunners, and the enemy carronades will target those handgunners instead, knowing full well, I guess, that they are the bigger threats compared to these guys, but still pretty interesting from the AI. Anyway, the fire continues. We are doing tiny bits of damage to the rotting leviathans, not as much as I'd like, though fortunately the enemy vampire fleet admiral is in a bit of is in fairly bad shape. The depth guard foolishly run out ahead of the rest of the army, which means the handgunners will begin focusing them down, and moving out ahead to pop a spirit leech on the enemy lord looks like it paid dividends just by forcing the enemy depth guard into a position where they get obliterated. Very nice. Alright, first of the enemy infantry are moving on in. The enemy lord is melting away, and two of the enemy... Ooh, nice volley from the bombers over on the right flank, and about to be another nice volley on the left flank as well. We've seen it before, as bombers are very effective against Vampire Coast, so it's another one of those situations where Vampire Coast is good against Vampire Coast, and those fragile zombies will get torn apart by bombs. Looks like the enemy Rotting Leviathan accelerates as it gets its charge in, although it looks like these two will, well, okay, one's at half HP, one's at 25% HP, and dropping, and the other two are more or less still okay. Well, this one's melting away, this one is done for, the one on the right flank, and the two in the center are now being focus fired, but they do still have to work their way through all those polearm and deckhands mobs and other units before they get towards us, or to us. And they can send plenty of Zombo flying, but we don't really care as much about the deckhands mobs, and it looks like 2 or 3 out of 4 and 4 out of 4 of the big boys are down. With the enemy lord and the big crabs gone, it looks like the enemy army is done for. Honestly, that went pretty darn well. I thought we'd have a lot more difficult time with the Rotting Leviathans. They were able to make it to our third, or well, second 2.5 line, but weren't able to make it through to our third and artillery line, and that meant the handgunners were able to obliterate them. And obviously this is just a little, random, non-veteran, non-hero supported, non-item supported stack that we have just to gather islands, but if it can take a Skull Island, that means it can take any island, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I'm also happy with the way that this guy's named Charles the Brine, since it works since he constantly stays at sea. Lovely. Alright, there we go. That actually wasn't too bad. I can't say I was expecting 4 Rotting Leviathans, but still, well done to Charles. 10,000 XP. Maybe I should have allowed Two Toes Adley to take that. But on the other hand, this army still does need the XP in terms of being able to get as many of these islands as they can. 3,000 gold versus full healing. The full healing would probably allow us to auto-resolve the next fight, as in the next pile of... yeah, full heal just to be able to go here. Assuming that we can go here in a single turn, which remains to be seen. Yes, we can. Alright. Furry Ogre Blade, though we don't really care about that, and I guess you can keep it for now until I decide to put it elsewhere. You don't need horde growth, though. And what we do need is we have reanimated marksman. We could probably get a Vasti at the very least. Nobody here is going to be a high rank for a while, so we can start moving through Black Powder Overload to get more damage on the artillery pieces. Actually, I lied. Let's actually get Arsonist to... Wait. Yeah, we do have 4 artillery pieces. Let's get Arsonist to buff those up and... together with a Vasti. Maybe that'll be enough? We'll see. Let's see what these guys have on offer. I'd prefer it if we didn't lose the zombie pirate deckhand mobs now that they've gotten a little bit of veterancy to them. Now they only got 1 Rotting Leviathan, and good, we won't lose any. Well, actually, we apparently will, but it'll come back. So, whatever. Yeah, you can... I guess you could take the money this time since we're not attacking anybody. Lovely. And I just wanted to make sure we got those in case somebody else stole them, because we do want them. Berserker's Sword. Doesn't feel like a worthy enough reward for a Skull Island, but that's alright. Head out to the Bitter Sea, wherein you can hopefully heal a lot more. There you go. There you go. Much better. Frankly... I wasn't gonna put a gunnery white in this army, but maybe it'll be worth it to do so. Oh, you can't build gunnery whites yet here, Two Toes. You need, well, actually, in a turn or two, you'll be able to build them, so that's fine. I just gotta remember that the supporting army, or the island-going army, needs that. Anyway, Burke Black. And the crabs. Trontio does still tempt me, but all of these regions do still need ports. I guess what we'll do is we'll sack Stiani, and we'll hope that it won't do enough damage to us so that we can auto-resolve the next battle too. A little bit of damage to the 2 Rotting Leviathans, but they're maxed out in terms of, well, they're rank 7, which is good, so sack this. These guys won't be happy about it, but that's life. Or unlife. Then you're gonna head to Remos, which is also pretty nice sack value, actually. Anyway, and we can auto-resolve this as well by the looks. And obviously these guys aren't worth fighting. Yeah, the crabs don't get out of bed for, I don't know, less than 2 stacks, I think. Auto-resolve, a little bit more damage to these 2 big boys, but that's alright. And we will establish a pirate cove. Like so. Alright, nice. And then we can immediately build, I guess, once... Well, nah, this place doesn't generate that much money. Still gonna go with the Pirate's Rest. Alright, and then you can head into an camp stance and heal. If not quite to full, then at least getting close to it. We'll also want to do the same thing at Porta Major, though there's also Urbino and Viadaza. I guess depending on whether we send O'Bones over there. He does want to go to Great Mills as a priority, though, so... I guess we have no choice but to sack Maragliano again. Although that'll... you know what? Don't bother. I assume you can move it. Oh, really? You're stuck? That's so annoying. And that took all of our movement, too. We need to go past Maragliano to go here. Oh, fine. Just sack it. Sack it. Auto-resolve. It'll hurt. Yep, that was expected, but what can you do? And we'll sack it, which we didn't want to do, but the game forced us. And then we need to move past it over here. And then heal up as we travel to... Oh, wow. I wonder if it would have been faster to go to sea and then land here. Huh. It might have actually been. Let's see, 1, 2... Yeah, it's actually fast. Okay, fine. I don't know why I bothered to go all the way around like this then. And go like this. And then we'll have a... I shouldn't have done that. We actually won't have an easier time healing out here because this is not neutral sea. Well, Golfo di Fedora is... our territory? Control territory, at least, so maybe it'll work. I don't know. Lose the Asp bow, though it actually isn't too bad of a pick in this particular army, but we'll see. Oh well, not a big deal. At least I hope it isn't a big deal. We'll see when we actually land at the Great Mills, which we are looking to trade to our ratty little friends there. Anybody else? Burke Black, O'Bones, Charlie. The other Charlie. Well, I mean, the other... There's a Charles and a Charlie, but anyway. I assume we're going to keep moving up the coastline. Rakarth still looks pretty okay. And we could also try to deal with the rats here. Mostly because they're being annoying. Alright, fine. It's not like you're in a hurry to go over there. This guy's gonna run, but that hardly matters. We'll see how Deathmaster Snitch responds to all of this. And this is Rakarth's territory now. Maybe what I should do is... No, I'll stay right here. Keep it up and running. They sacked it. It's not like we really need to trade it away. I just want to see what exactly Deathmaster Snitch does, so stay here. It's fine. Cat Sharp and the Ghosties. Now... Okay, wait. We need to trade this stuff. Did I go overboard in the Vampire Fleet Captains? I thought... Well, these guys were kind of holding... place for more gunnery whites, which are needed in that army. Okay, either way, that doesn't change the fact that you need to move northward. And you will need to trade units. Swap, trade, trade. You can generate them... Oh, wait, while you can generate them yourself, the main issue is you can't do it while getting them at a decent level. You can only get them at rank 6 rather than 30 or whatever. Which ain't great. Just to double check, you have Seasoned Scallywag, and then you have also Seasoned Scallywag, which does make sense. And we're also waiting on the Regiment of Renown, which is in 5 turns. Alright, fine, fair enough. Okay, how far can you move? You're gonna go... Okay, let's not go that far, though. Let's go right here. We'll transfer the units, and then I guess what we'll do is we'll generate Gunnery Whites at Malok's Lair, and then send them to Trusty Montford. And these two still have to make their way northward, so that hasn't changed anything. You need... What actually do you need? Do you have everything that you need? You need to keep the Promethean Anchor. We have the military structures. In fact, we have all the military structures, don't we? So really, we could just pick one of these. So if we wanted to... We could increase Necrofex Colossus capacity. We could Increase local growth. I don't really care about the attrition stuff, or to be perfectly honest and or frank, the ability to generate bloated corpses here. So it doesn't really matter. Meaning we just leave it alone for now. It might actually be better not to waste points on it and try to get the next point for Barb Launcher, as it'll power up the flyers as well. Alright, all of you in. And there we go. Well done, Jacqueline Bloodletter. You can probably come back since you are a plunderer, but you're not needed here. Maybe we'll send you to Malok's Lair for now, while these two move north towards Albion. That makes the most sense to me, and we're minus 1400, but that's not so bad. Alright, Two Toes, I already took a look at. Sam the Clotter is still traveling, that's fine. Trusty Monford, which one? Oh, right, we just moved you. Wow. Good job, Ruinous. That old memory of yours. Beatrice Hawkins was here to defend against some random little army that appeared, which I see is no longer here. You know, just stick around for now. We're still gonna get you that, army with the slow the heck down guys, but, well, it might also be a different lord. You two. You have Crackshot, and then you have Crackshot as well, right? Yeah. Which is fine. I like the extra distance to disrupt the enemy formations. Yep, alright, this army is essentially complete in 2 turns, so we'll just leave it alone. Who else is needed? Beatrice and Will, I just checked, yes, so I believe we're ready to go. Building upgrade. Where? Oh. It counts these guys. Yeah, no, we don't need to upgrade that. We got 1 turn until we get the Great Cabin here. So we'll skip, heroes and all that. We will double check tech. We'll double check it next turn. We'll just complete the hardened pirate scum this turn. Go. What do we have here? Income from Smuggler's Cove buildings versus 3,000 gold. 3,000 gold is now relatively minimal. Frankly, this is probably relatively minimal as well, but it's something. Alright, faction destroyed Thunderhoof, irrelevant to us. Bone Rattlers confederate with Gloomfang, very far away from us, so irrelevant. Amateur discovered Morgar, technology research, sure. Alright, next tech. What are we missing here? Throwing bombs, don't really care. Missile resistance for artillery isn't too... Oh, right, I wanted to do the depth guard bonuses. It'll help them auto-resolve, so I think we'll prioritize that, and then we'll do the artillery missile resistance, because, well, it'll also still have value. You can start moving back southward towards Port Majour if you want. Yes, master. I guess you'll still have to land for at least 1 turn. Oh, you'll probably get immediately attacked by this guy, which will also be annoying. Maybe you'll land here, and then this guy wouldn't be able to reach us. Alright, maybe we'll do that. Just to allow him to heal up, assuming that he can't heal here, which I guess we'll find out in about 3 seconds. And a 1, and a 2, and... oh, okay, no, we'll heal here just fine. So we just can't trade these territories until we're ready. Fair enough. Noctilus. We're going to ignore the rest of this stuff, I guess. I guess that the fastest way to go here will be this way after all. And I wanted to avoid that. I mean, we could go all the way around like this, but I think that this might take a long time. Well, maybe not long per se. I suppose if we keep Maddie here, assuming that Gel doesn't just directly try to attack her, but I suppose if we go this way, then he won't have to run there. What's the likelihood of getting military access? Pretty low. Just out of curiosity, 42,000. Oh yeah, we're not giving you 42,000 gold. If it was like 20k, I might have been more amenable to it, but for now, let's just march stance or whatever. Guess we could sack the stinking geysers on the way. Have we already sacked this place? I don't even remember. I guess it doesn't really matter, but it is free XP. Wait, why would this kill off our... Okay, wait. Okay, just sack it in that stance, whatever. And sack. This place is probably gonna get destroyed by the rebels here next turn, but it is what it is. Keep moving. Want to close the distance with Gelty shortly. Ariane Stand, you are... Dastan, you coward. You coward. You had a good stack. Why'd you run? Where'd he go? Hopefully he doesn't keep on running. Alright, he's moving over here towards these islands. Fair enough. Ares, see if you can't hunt him down. Maybe if we declare war on him directly, he won't run? Maybe, or maybe he will. I guess we'll find out. Frankly, I'm surprised he ran at all, considering the auto-resolve very much underestimates the waterlogged warriors and the other boarding crew. Declare war. Let's see what he does. Hopefully he'll just straight up attack area, and next turn I'm not going to bother with the level ups because I don't think they're needed for this, at least not for only a single stack. Maddie, you're stuck where you are. I'm not going to have you raid because I'd rather not... yeah, just back off slightly. I want to keep an eye on Gelt, but I don't want him to attack you. Or it would be ideal if he attacked you and then not died, but there's no way to guarantee it, so why risk it, right? Anyway, Charles, go this way out to sea. We need to find if there's more islands over there. You're still going to be our island gatherer, so that obviously hasn't changed, and you're just going to keep moving this way until all of the fog... Actually surprised that there's no islands whatsoever there, all things considered. I wonder if there's a higher chance of them appearing near a coastline as opposed to in the middle of the sea, or whether it's completely randomized. Not that I care enough to look into it. Anyway, Two Toes, you are good now, yes? Yes you are. Okay, so first of all, Cove Creator, you're gonna go to Libaras, who... well, don't hate us as much anymore. They won't appreciate the Cove being created in their capital, but anyway. Still love that battle with Kalita, so she did great. You are going to continue up this coastline. We'll see what's going on over here. There is a fair bit of coast to still travel along, which is why we can send this guy back out to sea. Two Toes. You can also go into expansion, and, I mean... what were we going to build? We were going to build the ability to get gunnery whites, right? Which would be this building. Okay, fine. Let's quickly go to ancillaries and get you... oh, you already have the ship's carpenter on you, fair enough. Let's then upgrade the main deck, and then let's get you the holes in the side as well as the... damn it. It's this one, right? Yeah, the one that gives army abilities. We really could have used those when we were fighting the, Tomb Kings there. And also, just so I don't forget, you were supposed to upgrade to next tier, right? No, actually you weren't, but you can still go in expansion here, so that is still fine. You were supposed to upgrade, yes? Yes, alright, so... and just have to determine which direction we send you. I mean, I guess we could go to Urbino and via Daza and then... go back this way? Yeah, fair enough. Though you can't reach this place, but that's alright, because you need to take the turn to build anyway. Alright, you're gonna get the ship's carpenter, because this is obviously going to be very, very costly. If I can find the ship's carpenter. Oh, how I wish we could get more than one. But anyway, great cabin, and I believe that's it. Yes, unless you need to build one of these at low tier, and, well, you might. Yeah, fine. Build this. I'm gonna have to build everything now anyway, so why not? Alright, that looks good. Let's actually start doing things in order now, or at least more in order. Charlie, you are looking out to try to get Deathmaster Snitch, who I can no longer spot. Decent likelihood he's in ambush somewhere, but, well, not sure how much we care about that. These guys are not gonna peace out, are they? And well, wait. Go here. I just want to see if we can spot Snitch. No, I don't see him. Ah, wait. No, okay, that's just these guys. That's fine. And just ignore him then and start heading towards other coastal territories. Oh, there he is. And, oh, wow, he actually lost most of the rest of his army. Well, it sucks to be him, I suppose. Charlie, just keep on chasing him down. And Cat Sharp, you continue on to Albion, which you'll reach in, what, 2 turns, 3 turns? Very close now. You will follow... would you need to... well, you know what, don't go into March stance, go into regular stance, and then Jacqueline, you will sit in Malok's Lair, which now should be able to build the gunnery wide building. We need 2 turns, which is fine. And we'll also upgrade the bullion coffers and the pirate hall, and just upgrade the parapets here as well. Alright, looks good to me. You will go into building mode, or fleet expansion, and upgrade... yeah, I'm not gonna bother swapping the thing. And the rest of this is fine. Beautiful. Alright, oh wait, I already checked you. Who's next? Sam the Clotter, Trusty Montfort. I'd love to end this turn and hopefully attack Dastan Coldeye, or hopefully be attacked by Dastan Coldeye. Some of them want to use you, some of them want to get used by you, etc. Let's see, you... yeah, you're good. Let's do this. Let's get you 2 in here. 1. And 2. And a 1. And a 2. And this army is nearly complete. Marion Oxenford, I believe you're a recruiter, although you're a plunder. Just to double check, what are you? You're also a plunderer, so either one is fine. Oh, wait, actually, no. We need a murderer to be captain of these guys because the... Actually, no, we don't. Nobody... Huh. Does murderer give a benefit to ghost helmsman? That's a question. Who's a murderer? Who's a murderer? Ariane Stand is a murderer. It does not benefit them. Huh, well, that's just weird. The Ghost Helmsman is such a weird unit. This is physical resistance for all melee infantry unit, but it doesn't include the Ghost Helmsman. On the other hand, the Ghost Helmsman get benefits from all the melee and none of the ranged things, part of the red buffs. Yeah, I think that I just really think that unit needs to be looked at to be a little bit more consistent. I mean, it's a modded unit, so what do you expect? But yeah, you know. Anyway, Beatrice Hawkins, stay where you are. Treasure Hunters, I think I didn't move you last turn, but I guess it doesn't really matter over much anyway. You're gonna go find Vladdy. Indiana Groans, you're one turn away. You could set up a cove at Khemri, I guess. Why not? Though I guess Khemri will never generate a lot of money because Tomb Kings are a little bit weird like that, but well, that is what it is. And then Treasure Hunter, you're going this way. I do believe... Unless I'm mistaken, we should have at least one... Let me just see here. One riddle, and it's over here. We don't have any heroes nearby, though. I guess I could have sent Charlie to dig it up. Not that it really matters, either. Oh, wait, you know what? There is... Oh, there was one close by to here, and I guess we could just summon another. Alright, fair enough. Vampire Fleet Captain... Was it Staunch Corsair Hero Action Success Chance? Let's do it. Frankly, it's probably not worth the cost, but it's the principle of the thing, damn it. Alright, and you can just hunt treasure, and I believe that's it, other than building, which will take about half a second, because we have no real buildings to build. Tobaro and Saraskura we don't really care about either, so we'll just build stuff to make it worth more once we trade it, to hopefully screw Wolfric over just a teensy bit more. And that's it. Alright, let's end the turn, let's go after Dastan Coldeye. Ow. I saw an outpost upgrade available. That might actually still be useful to us. Clan Pestilence, who are probably happy about what we've done to Britonia. Do you have a decent... Oh, okay, Black Chasm looks pretty okay. I wonder if Barrows of Quila is the better option, because it has walls and Black Chasm does not. Do they have weapons teams? They do not. They do have Doom Flares, which we could potentially use, and Warp Grinders might be effective in combination with some of our stuff. Oh, they do at least have Poison Wind Globadiers and Bombardiers. Yeah, no, we can still get good stuff out of them. Alright, good for you. End turn. Hey, Dastan Coldeye will indeed attack area. Alright, beautiful. I'm pretty darn happy about that area. You can have the Banner of Swiftness to reposition yourself faster, and then I guess we'll put the Standard of Discipline on you. Frankly, neither of you really needs either thing. And this should be a pretty fun fight. Gotta watch out for the Doomfire Warlocks charging into our Carronades, and frankly, a single Doombolt from them might actually wipe out the crew, so really gotta watch out for those guys. And of course the Feral Manticores as well, but I'm more concerned about these guys getting just close enough to cast their spells. Away we go. Alrighty, here we go. Dastan Coldeye and the Tyrants of the Something Coast, I think. Nope, wait, the Dastan Coldeye, the Grey Vanquisher, what's the name of his faction? It's something. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's Tyrants of something. They're going to move towards us. We'll see who the Tyrants are once we got a little bit of combat underway. Anyway, we are going to have our Carronades focus down the big boys, and ooh, it looks like the enemy will drop a Doombolt upon us, but it will drop a Doombolt upon the units that we wanted it to hit, as we have both Airy and one of our Vampire Fleet captains summon zombie pirate deckhand mobs in front of the army to absorb those magical hits, and by the looks of it, it worked out decently well. The rest of the Doomfire Warlocks will head towards us, but we'll get stopped by the zombies, and we'll start taking shots from both our Ghost Helmsmen as well as our units of boarding crew. Of course, once their Doom Bolts are spent, the Doomfire Warlocks aren't going to be a crazy big threat, and the Blackguard Corsairs and the Blackguard and whatnot are going to be the things to beat. And melee, they will rush forward, and looks like the Doomfire Warlocks are almost screening them as they go. And the Corsairs will crash into the Helmsman. It will take a little bit of damage, and after a couple more volleys, we're going to send our troops into melee instead to help out. There they go, charging on in. With, of course, the Altar of the Abyss there to support. Now, the enemy has used the Soul Blight on our units, so they're going to be a little bit weaker, and especially against the Blackguard of Nagaron, it might be a bit of a tough fight for our Zombos in melee, though, let's see, we got 65-70 melee defense on the Waterlogged Warriors and 66 on the Blackguard, so it looks like our zombies have more melee defense than the Blackguard do. Of course, they have a lot less armor, probably less HP, and a lot less melee attack, but they're here to hold ground while the rest of them do damage, which appears to be working decently well. Alrighty, looks like, I don't even know what that is, but something. Oh, another Doom Bolt right in the middle of 3 units, damn. I guess I should have known, as it was the thing I was wary of in this particular battle. But anyway, the lines have clashed, the melee continues, and it looks like one of the enemy units of Mantcores does manage to reach our Wraithstorm Carronades, but there isn't really all that much it can do, as it's already heavily damaged. The bounce power has already shifted to 90% in our favor, and Airy, who I did decide to take off the Promethean, did decide to charge forward and defeated Mr. Dastan in a duel. Not something we really usually bother with, but just for fun. Look at him run. How fast are you, dude? 77 move speed along with Strider. Harry is pretty darn fast when he's off of that crab. I think he might actually be too fast, eh? He might be, yeah, so this is the problem. He's going to be running around and missing his kits because he's much faster than an enemy footlord like this. This always amuses me, but it is unfortunate, but oh well. That'll just be what he does for the rest of the battle. Speaking of the battle, bounce power is 90% in our favor. Looks like the Blackguard Corsairs are being sent packing, including those that attempted to breach our lines. One of the Mantcores has come back, but not for long, as it gets focused down by the Wraithstorm Carronades, and those Seeking Missiles come back, such that it gets hit from the front and the back. It looks like with that, the enemy army will shatter, and Airy delivers yet another victory for our faction. And you know, I think at this point, I've grown fond enough of Airy. He's been with us a long time. He's gotten a lot of great battles and victories for us, so I think he deserves to become one of the legendary lords of the community canon. So, in that light, I'll be opening up the suggestions for what his story might be below. So, if you've got any ideas, please do leave them below. As usual, what I'll do is I'll combine various suggestions into a single story for him, and he will be kept around afterwards on the channel forever, and his story will grow over time as the other lords' stories do. I think just to start it off, we gotta incorporate the Anstan thing a little bit, and maybe the fact that he was raiding the Bretonnian coastline, even though originally not intending to do so. Maybe we can start it off with him having been a jester in a Bretonnian court before turning pirate, or something along those lines. That would work nicely with the Bretonnians and the whole handstand thing as well. Just an idea, though. Let me know what you guys think, and leave your suggestions below for Airy. Alright, there we go. Anstan perhaps a little bit too fast on foot as compared to on the crab, which is kind of making me rethink putting him on foot, but it is nice to see him running around, especially since the mount options for the Vampire Coast are so limited. I certainly wouldn't mind a few other mount options. Anyway. Wait, ransom captives, I guess, or heal up, it ultimately won't matter that much. It's a full turn of money losses, but we should heal up nicely here anyway, so there we go. Huh. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Looks like the Shark Straight Sea Dogs, whose army is pretty decent, lots of monsters, have arrived and are actually attacking our territories. They're going to go around sacking... Oh man, Noctis is way too far for this. That's a bit of a shame. I expected them to stay out at sea and to move towards Noctis, not to sack our territories. I definitely wouldn't want to lose any of the tier 5s. The lower tier settlements aren't going to matter nearly as much, but yeah, okay, it looks like we're going to have to use this army, and its debut will be against the, well, Baron von Heasty. We could also send this army that way as well. Fair enough. Alright, how far can they travel? Can't quite reach Crumbling Estate. Looks like they'll be able to reach the wreck of L'Indomitable, but, well, that's not horrible. Go this way, Beatrice Hawkins. Alright, obviously we won't be able to deal with them this very turn, and by the looks of it, we won't be able to deal with them this episode because we're out of time. We will give this a quick read, though, because we have acquired Von Zeke's last ingot. There will be no sailor alive who don't know the tale of Captain Vangeist. The wizard named Albrechtus von Zeke had paid him in ingots of the purest gold to provide passage through the Sea of Chaos. But when Von Zeke refused the captain's ambitions to get the secrets of immortality from the realm of chaos itself, he got shot. Sailing on right out of the mortal plane, Vangeist and his crew left their bodies and material things behind, including the ship Accursed Cargo. Its fate remains unknown. What did that unlock? Just, I don't remember. Who can... You can. That unlocked... Oh, it unlocked the Shade Wraith Gunners. That's nice. We had an army with... was that Tuto's Adley's army, rather, that had 4 deck gunners? I think it was. Yes, alright, so we can put that in this army, although now I hesitate to wonder which of the units we would want to take out of it. But you know what? It's a nice reward for Tuto's Adley for winning the old fight there. And maybe we can let go one of the zombie parts with hand cannons. They did serve us nicely in the battle that they fought, but nonetheless, especially with them having been rebuilt and they're not as critical to the army as the deck guns are, since this is a ranged army. Plus 10% range, and frankly, plus 10% of... Well, actually, 138 is actually pretty decent. I'll think about it. I'll think about it anyway. Anyway, I'm going to call the episode here. Next time we move armies towards Baron von Heasty, who has decided to begin sacking our territories. Oh well. And we'll most likely be able to deal with him, hopefully without too much issue, but of course, it remains to be seen. Find out next time. Stay tuned for just a little bit more Noctilus as we move towards the end of the campaign, and the attack on Albion, which we are very much drawing close to doing. In fact, very close to doing. Let me just see here. Yeah, we're right at the coastline, so that might begin next episode as well, as that'll probably be the last few things. One of the last things that we do in this campaign. Hello, Island. Who's over here, by the way? Nagaroth. Okay, sure, we can fight some high elves. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. There's a lot of stuff on Albion, like the Last Defenders as well, which should provide us some entertainment. Anyway, all glory to the algorithm. Likes and comments below, and thanks for watching.